Hey guys, what do you think about stuffed salmon tonight? Let's do a stuffed salmon with spinach, mozzarella and provolone cheese, and cream cheese. Do I think it's a great idea? Well, of course I do. So we are going to do it, and we're going to do it our way. You guys ready? Because I know I am. Okay, then let's go. Okay, we're starting with 1.5 pounds of salmon, fresh salmon, and this is equals to 3. I cut it into 3, and I took the skin off the back, so you guys can cut that off. If you like it, you can leave it. I use fresh large to jumbo shrimp, and I actually peeled those, and I use garlic powder, nature seasoning, and then a smoked paprika, ground coriander, and some minced garlic, a little bit of olive oil with that minced garlic, just a handful, and we're going to sprinkle in with our shrimp all of the seasonings that I just gave you. Just give it a good sprinkle to your liking. And once you get all of the seasoning on there, you saute the shrimp no longer than 3 to 4 minutes, because we're going to cook spinach in there, so we don't want to overcook the shrimp. So just about 3 minutes on medium heat. Saute the shrimp in there really good with that before we begin to add the spinach into it. So I used 8 ounces of frozen spinach in this case, since I'm stuffing it. You can use fresh spinach as well. And I just sauteed it into the seasoning and the shrimp. And we're only going to do this for another 3 minutes or so. Next, I'm going to use a handful of provolone and mozzarella cheese mix. That's a shred that I like, so I added just a handful of that into it. And then I'm going to stir this in and just let it melt down into the shrimp and the spinach. And once you get that all melted down and nice and, creamy just like you like it, we're going to add this into our cream cheese mix. So go ahead and saute that. Again, it's on pretty much medium, and I turned it down a little bit, medium to low heat at this point. And so next we're using a block of cream cheese. You can take that cream cheese and put it in a bowl, and then once your spinach and shrimp are now done, you add that on top, and then it'll melt down into that cream cheese. So you just mix that up really, really well. I used a wooden spoon, so use that to get that cream cheese to melt down with the spinach and the shrimp. And so you just keep stirring that block until you can leave it out for a while early just to soften up the cream cheese. That also helps. So once you get that all ready, we're going to get ready to start to season, and we're going to saute our salmon. So next we have our pan with some olive oil, just a little bit, Old Bay seasoning, some more ground coriander, and then we're going to use some sprinkled parsley. You can use fresh, and we're going to slit our salmon open in the middle. And we have our stuffing all ready to go. So don't cut all the way through your salmon, just slit it in the middle to where you can stuff it like this. So you get a good amount of the stuffing in there. I like mine heavily stuffed because I love to cut into every bite with that cream cheese and spinach and shrimp mix. So sprinkle all your seasonings on top. That's my smoked paprika. And then I used the other seasonings that I showed you. I used some parsley, I use some ground coriander, I use some garlic powder, and again, that was smoked paprika. Sprinkle you some parsley on top, and then I have my cast iron skillet with a little bit of olive oil just to coat the bottom. I have just a cube, probably about a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to use my cooking brush and just rub the butter into the olive oil, and I'm going to put my salmon in and squeeze some fresh lemon. That's just half of a lemon. Squeeze that on top while it's cooking. And so I'm going to cook this probably about 4 minutes on each side. And once it's all done, I melted that little cup of butter. That was 2 more cubes of butter after I cooked it on each side. And I'm going to use that butter to just use as a buttery topping. So I cooked each side of the salmon for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. And this is what it turned out to look like. So you just melt your butter and just pour that butter on top, and it gives it a nice buttery coat on the top. I also added me a little bit of asparagus and some rice on the side. So this is my grilled stuffed shrimp, spinach, cream cheese, mozzarella, and provolone salmon dish. I love this taste. It's so good, and I think you guys will enjoy it too. Really simple, as you see, not a lot of steps and not a lot of ingredients. So this is something you can make. Looks amazing, tastes amazing. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching, guys.